Is Kimberly Galbe, who comes to us as a master's student in the School of Architecture and the College of Fine Arts. And tonight, her topic is autonomous.
Many people believe that the autonomous car is the next big thing, that like televisions and phones, we will all eventually have one. We can imagine how great this is going to be. We can have breakfast in the car, finish writing that paper for school, or simply take that much needed nap on a Monday morning. I would like to invite everyone, however, to think a little bit past that. What happens when you're actually not in the car? Your vehicle could pick up your kids from school or their daily activities. Your vehicle could go grocery shopping for you. Maybe it could be an additional source of income by being a self-driving Uber. Consider that you might not even need to have a car. Maybe companies, or in our case, UNLV, has a number of them, and they dedicate to bringing faculty and students to and from school. Our lives are going to change with the autonomous vehicle, but not only how we live is going to change, also where we live. Think about our cities and how dedicated they are to the car, how they're designed around the car, and more than that, to accommodate for mistakes made behind the wheel. The street, the curb, the sidewalk, they're all designed to allow for human error associated with speed and distance. But if you eliminate the human factor, then do we need shoulders? Do we need lanes to be as wide? Do we need as many lanes? More than that, if your car doesn't need to stay parked all day waiting for you while you're at work or at school, but it can just pick you up and drop you off as needed, do we need parking lots? Do we need parking garages? And what happens to these spaces? Could they become parks, residences, community centers? 20% of the average American city is dedicated to the car, and that number jumps to nearly 60% here in Las Vegas. This is downtown, and pink represents the spaces dedicated to the car. This is considered one of the most walkable areas in our city, and we can still see how the car dominates. This is what our city could look like. In collaboration with the School of Architecture's Urban Design Studio, I study the impact of autonomy and mobility and the spatial possibilities that it creates so that we can live in a people-centered city rather than in a car-centered one. I study infrastructure and current systems in place, as well as emerging technologies, and evaluate how can the autonomous car actually help us lose our dependency on today's car, help us gain our autonomy, and reclaim city spaces.